Hey, we're back. I'm Chris, and this is Ann, and we are excited to have Nicki Bluhm with us today talking Cosmico. Welcome, Nicki.
Thank you.
We are so excited to have you out in just a couple short weeks. We're going to be gathering in Sonoma County and out in the beautiful redwoods, vibing to some great music. We're so excited to have you playing. Nicki, will you tell us a little bit about your set on Saturday night, the Arévalo Brothers, featuring Nicki Bluhm, Jason Crosby, Jackie Greene? You got a great lineup of players. I know you guys know each other, play together. Tell us a little bit about, what to expect with that lineup.
Yeah, well, we've been in touch about set list and it's shaping up. It's going to be a nice combination of some classics that we love from the Great American Songbook and some originals from all of us. Jackie and Jason are old friends of mine, so it'll be a little bit of a family reunion as well, which I'm looking forward to. And Jeffrey and Pedro, I met last summer at Horseshoe, and what great guys and great brothers. Like, it's so cool that they're brothers. They have such a fun, mystical thing, the two of them. It's alluring. So I'm very excited to get to play music with them again and hang with them, and it should be a really good time musically. And I mean, environmentally, Dawn Ranch looks gorgeous. I can't wait to come and check it out.
It is. Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful place. We can't wait to share it with everyone. It's really special to sort of be hearing music, out in nature, in the redwoods, along the Russian River, under the stars as we move from day to night. We've been working on kind of the stage and the lights and all of that kind of to create good vibes. So, it's gonna be good vibes for sure at Dawn Ranch. Nicki, you are in Nashville and you have Bay Area ties, roots. I'm not sure if you're from the Bay Area, but tell us a little bit about your connection to the Bay Area.
Yeah, I am born and raised in Bay Area. I was born in Oakland and grew up in the East Bay. And that's really where my musical career started too. I was a big part of Phil Lesh's music venue, Terrapin Crossroads, when that was open. And that was such an important growth place for, musicians to not only meet and collaborate, but just bond and form these lasting relationships. Jackie and Jason were both a big part of that scene too. So we've really kind of come up together. And then just, San Francisco, there's so much incredible music history in San Francisco. And I play a lot with Phil Lesh, and that's just a massive honor. And to really dive into the Grateful Dead catalog of music has been just very cool. And yeah, it's an amazing place to have come up playing music at the time that I did, because there were so many people there collaborating and making music, and there was so much crossover, which is still continuing, which is so cool. And that's all because of Terrapin Crossroads. So very grateful for that place and Phil and Jill Lesh for providing that space for all of us.
That's amazing. And one of the things that I think about is how there is this real Northern California sound. Can you tell a little bit about how you would describe that sound?
I don't know. I mean, it's depends on, I feel like San Francisco in particular has so many different genres that, everything from jazz to electronic to, there's something for everybody. But the scene that we were in, I would say, is probably, a lot of the bass line, especially at Terrapin Crossroads, was obviously Grateful Dead. But out of that, I think a lot of just American roots and country soul, that's certainly what I kind of lean towards. And, just rock and roll, drums, bass, electric guitars.
Rock and roll. You just summed up the Cosmico sound. We've been trying to describe it to people. People are like, what kind of music do you have? Rock and roll, real music. And there is a connection, certainly in our musical lives, and I think in your musical journey between San Francisco and the Bay Area and Nashville. I wanted to tell you a story. Last fall, you put up an Instagram post from somebody who has become a favorite of mine, Logan Ledger. You put up a post about his new record, Golden State, I guess new last year. And we were down at South by Southwest and ran into Logan and got to meet him. And he's booked. He's playing at Cosmico. He's going to be playing with Sam Grisman. So you'll see Logan when you get out of here. But I want to thank you. You turned me on to Logan Ledger. I love that.
Good.
Yeah.
He's incredible. He's incredible. And I actually didn't meet him until we were both living in Nashville. And I had no idea he was from the Bay Area. Like, it blew my mind. And I was like, oh my God, we had to come all the way to Nashville to meet each other. He's got such a killer voice and he writes such cool songs. That's awesome. What day is he playing? What day are they playing?
He's playing on Sunday with Sam Grisman and friends. And I think they're flying in from Richmond. We were hoping to get him to do an acoustic set, but I definitely want to hear some songs off that record because it's such a California, Nashville sound singing about California, which is so unique.
Totally. Yeah, I know. I love that song, All the Wine in California.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah.
And all the wine in California is going to be at Cosmico. We have the wine camp with all these winemakers. We've had fun, and very appreciative of the commitment we're getting from the winemakers. They're all, a lot of our friends and people here are going to be pouring wine, sharing their wine. It's the same spirit as the musicians, a very kind of independent grassroots spirit. So, we got all the wine in California happening at Cosmico too.
Oh my God. Well, I hope they play it on Sunday. Maybe I'll put in a request to Logan.
Put in a request or send him a text. But yeah, let's see.
The soundtrack of our wine program.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I am a huge wine drinker. So that just upped the ante and made me even more excited to come.
You're going to be pumped. It's like we have 10 winemakers running the gauntlet of like the best of Sonoma County to like natural wine and low intervention. They're all small production. They're all independent. They're all small businesses. And they're all sort of like just incredible, like creative geniuses who are putting this out. It's like creation from love.
Love that so much.
Yeah.
And I also would love to talk to some winemakers too. The process is crazy. When I moved into my house here in Nashville, in my second house, I'm up now in Madison on a little more land. And when I moved in, there's probably 1,000 square feet of grapevine. And I had this like grandiose idea. I'm like, I'm going to make wine and I'm going to nurture these grapes. And I was just very, very quickly humbled because it's like a process that takes a lifetime to learn how to do. So I have been totally humbled and I ended up tearing down the vines because it was too much. And now I ride my horse back there, which is much more suiting for me. But
I probably agree with that decision.
Yes, I have a lot of respect and questions and inquiry. And, I would love to learn more about the process. So
that's one of the things that's great about Cosmico, I think, is you're all staying on site.
Yeah.
So there will be lots of opportunities for really casual and easy conversation because each one of our winemakers is going to be there all weekend.
Love that.
And they, in turn, are huge music fans. So they're going to be excited for your set and all the sets. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it wasn't hard to get people to sign on, and they're burnt out on music festivals, but like the fact that they got to actually be part of this and help grow it was pretty fun. So just like you guys, I was really grateful to them, but we're also really grateful to all of you who have kind of come forward and helping us build this.
Well, honestly, I feel like the small festivals that are kind of, focused on like the great indulgences of life, food and wine and music, like on a small scale, to me, that's so much more alluring than like a 20-stage festival that's hot and sweaty and porta potties and, like there's definitely a time and place for that. And also an age that you enjoy that more. But then as you kind of just mature and, your comfort level and your need become greater, it's really nice to to go to these more boutique festivals, I'm definitely a fan. It's more enjoyable, I think, for, you know, the musicians and also the patrons who come and enjoy it, you know.
It's going to be great.
That's the bet we're making. So,
Nicki, will you tell us a little bit about the music you're making right now? I know you released some share music end of last year, beginning of the year. And at least from what I've been seeing, you've been back in the studio a little bit, recording some new music. Tell us what you're working on.
Yeah, so we just built out our studio here. So it's my first record that I will have recorded here at home. My partner, Jesse Wilson, is producing it. And we basically just got our favorite musicians in Nashville to come and spend a week here. And we recorded 10 songs. And, you know, it's really fun and light. You know, I'm always working on like the way to put language around music because it's probably the hardest thing to do, as you sort of were saying earlier.
Right.
But I would say it's a rock and roll record. And, you know, Jesse always is like, it's rock and roll. He's like, rock and roll is American roots. You know, here in Nashville, everybody uses Americana, but Americana is such a huge umbrella. But I would say, yeah, it's rock and roll, country soul leaning. You know, I'm at a good place in my life right now where I'm not, you know, like fresh out of a divorce or still lamenting or working through big things. So the songs are really fun and light, and it's a lot about just moving forward and enjoying the simple pleasures and just really, it's a record that's sort of like about contentment in a way, which is cool because sometimes it can be a struggle to write about feeling content. But it's also a really nice place to be. So
it's a nice place to be, and yeah, sometimes the songwriting or you know, poetry or, you know, it comes from a place of pain or hurt, but sometimes it's nice to just, yeah, and, you know, be able to talk about life is good and, you know, enjoying it while we're here, while we've got the time, right?
Totally. And I think that there's a fear too with a lot of writers, like, oh, if I'm not in chaos, if I'm not in trauma, like, what am I going to write about? And you just find things. Like one of the songs, we needed like a specific song, and maybe 2 or 3 days before we went into the studio, I was talking to Jesse and our friend Kai Welch, and I'm like, you guys, we should write a song about that crazy time on the river when we thought we were going to die and we almost got struck by lightning. And it's like, we wrote that song and it's so fun. And now we've encapsulated that memory in a song, and it's going to be on a record. And it's almost like a snapshot of time in our lives that I got to record with the people I was in the canoe with. You know, it's just cool things like that start to happen. And it's been nice. So I'm really excited about it. And I'm already I can't really say too much, but I'm in collaboration with a really, really cool friend of mine who is launching a new line for her own thing in the fashion world. So I will stay tuned on that.
Okay,
I will,
well, you heard it here first, at least the tease of it. That's awesome, Nicki. That's great. Well, cool. Well, we are so excited to have you out here. Do you have any? Okay, good. Yeah, thank you very much for being with us, Nicki. We're so excited to catch you at Cosmico Fest on Saturday, May 18th. And we'll see you in a couple weeks.
So excited to see you all in person. Thank you so much for the invite. And I'm so looking forward to it.
yeah, we can't wait to see you.